it's me, my face, and more hair than you can shake a llama at. I apologize, I'm feeling very poofy today. I also apologize, I don't know if you can hear that, but my neighbor is doing percussive maintenance on his truck. I don't know why. He's literally has a block of wood leaning up against one of his tires, and he's hitting it with a sledgehammer. That's going to void the warranty. I'm almost sure of it. It is a halfway drizzly, halfway not fuzzy-haired, not quite hot enough for shorts, too hot to wear a sweater kind of day here in Massachusetts. I'm just going to ride it out. Obviously, again, this week, no vloggy style, just didn't happen. I won't say I've given up on it. It could happen again. I'm not gonna make promises, because you know what happens when I make promises? I don't actually do anything. Last week, I issued a challenge to myself to touch each one of my whips once this week. As you may know, I only have 4 whips, so this really should not be challenging. I didn't do it. I did touch 2 of them. I have actual 2 projects, and not the ones you're used to. Well, you're kind of used to them. First one I worked on, I have to say I'm obsessed with this. I'm obsessed. At the risk of quoting Bendy Stitchy, which is no risk at all because she's amazing, and I will quote her all day long, I am obsessed with this pattern. Not just the pattern, let's make sure that you can actually see that. This is Which Way, Barbara Anna. It was in my Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. I want to say the most recent one. Maybe not. But I'm doing 1/1 on 30 something-ish tea, coffee dyed, something. But mostly Victorian motto sampler threads with a little Threadworks thrown in there. The black is Threadworks. I cannot stop working on this. He's so cute. Look at the mouse. The contrast actually looks pretty good here. My arm is getting tired. So if the video freezes, it hasn't frozen. I just can't stop shaking. So Andrea, put up a still image and keep talking. Here in not great light, it's difficult for me to see the purple shirt and her black dress as having enough contrast. But it looked like in the viewfinder that there actually is enough. So I'm not going to pick it out or anything like that. That's just not happening. It's 1/1. It's there forever. Forever. The pyramids will fall. These stitches are staying in. But it stitches up quick. I mean, it feels like it does. Threading the needle is so much easier with one strand. Starting isn't necessarily easier because you don't get the loop start, but it's working. I'm doing it. It is evident to me I'm not that great at, I won't say like color conversions. I tried to pick colors that I had that were close to what was called for. And I think in some cases I just got shades that were way too close to each other. So like there's more than one color in that mouse, but you really can't see the little accent color in the mouse. Also, I changed out the color of the witch's skin. As you know, I don't like green witches, so I went with kind of a taupey tan mocha. She's been in the sun. Well, she's been in the moon probably. She's been in the moonlight. She's got a little color to her, but she's definitely not green. So I have been enjoying working on that probably way more than I should for something that's... It's awful to say, but I mean, I know this is just going to kind of end up in the pile of things that I haven't finished and aren't going to finish anytime soon. But yeah, I'd rather be stitching than not stitching. So I'll keep working on this. The second project I worked on that I think I made a fair amount of progress on is Wicked Christmas. Hold it still for a second here. I got all the way down this bottom area. The little trees started. I have to say, I like working on this. The pattern is really easy to read. That's not my problem. I like to see the picture, to see the final product a lot. I use it kind of as a reference as to where I'm headed and what's coming up and things like that. There are no good pictures of this online. I think I found one that was kind of big enough for me to use, but I don't have it on my phone right now, so it wasn't really something that I could just sit and reference. Because that tree kind of came as a surprise to me. I didn't know it was coming. I would have, I don't know, baked a cake, gotten a squirrel. I don't know. I just would have liked to have known what was coming. But I am really enjoying working on this as well. This is 1/2 on 40 count something something. I think this is another case, like I just talked about how I did a color conversion and kind of ended up with too similar a set of colors. This castle has more than one brown. Like, I'm not talking about the brown in the door. Like, all this that looks like it's all one color isn't. There's 2 different DMCs, and I will look them up and put them on the screen somewhere. But you can't tell. You can't tell that that's 2 different colors. It just doesn't add enough depth to it I think that it made a difference. But I did it. I did it in the called for colors. You just can't tell. So that actually is all the stitching I got done this week. I didn't get any happy mail. I didn't order anything. I don't have any new patterns coming because, God, what would I do with them? I can't even work on the patterns I have. But I do want, there's another, I think there's a Halloween Gone Quaker that came out of market this year that the whole world is losing their minds over, and I definitely plan to buy. But if I'm not going to start it soon, I just can't, I don't want to spend the money on it right now, because by the time I am ready to work on that pattern, there'll be 4 others that I would have wanted to buy. I can't keep up. So the rest of this video is just going to be, you know, about me. So if you only came here for the stitching, I'll talk to you next week. If you're here because you're like me and once a video starts, you just let it run, let's head on in. I started another one of those Masterclass video series. This one is Aaron Sorkin, who wrote The American President, wrote The West Wing, several seasons of The West Wing. Newsroom, I believe, was his as well. I love the way he writes, and I have really enjoyed watching his video series about writing for screenplays. I knew that there was like a set structure for screenplays and things like that, but I didn't realize really how like universal and intensive it is and things like that. So that's been interesting. I'm at the point in the videos right now where he's actually sitting with a group of young writers and having them like table read their scripts, and he's giving feedback and things like that. So that's interesting. I would like to see, it's young writers. And I am young. I'm scandalously young. But I'm not a young writer kind of person. So I would have liked to see, and there's nothing to say that other videos later on aren't going to cover this, but I would like to see some new, older writers stuff. Just because it really does give the feeling that, like, if you haven't really been doing this since you were 17, don't bother. I am pretty sure I have a story in me somewhere. At least one that is appropriate for other people and won't get me on a list. So I might like to take a shot at writing something, even just for my own enjoyment. I would like to see that kind of represented in one of these videos. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe it'll be me. That could be problematic. I keep fussing with my hair because I'm obsessive. But this week at work, actually a couple of years ago, they came out with this thing like, have your headshots done at work, and we'll do it in the photo studio, and we'll do minimal Photoshop touch-ups. And you can have these pictures, but we'll put them like in the Outlook email database so that when you email somebody, your picture goes along with it and they know who the hell you are, because there are people that I have worked with for a decade and I haven't the slightest idea what they look like. I might talk to them every day in an elevator and wouldn't know it. That's just how I function. So I decided, peer pressure, because they're starting to say things like, oh, this and such is coming out. If we don't have a picture of you on file, like in Outlook, we'll use your security picture. Nobody looks good in their security picture. Although my security picture was taken 10 years ago, so at the very least, I look 10 years younger. But it's still not my favorite picture. I can't even describe what color my hair is. It's, taupe, I guess. So I gave in and I decided to have my picture taken. And it's weird. It's just weird. I see myself in the viewfinder right now. And my inner narcissist says, girl, you look good. Girl, you look, yeah. People can see where like you have a waist and stuff like that. This is very exciting for me. Haven't always had a waist. So, I know the shape of my face and things like that. Well, the first thing I do when I sit down is I'm like, well, which way should I point? And he's like, well, point yourself this way. So I turn, and now all of a sudden I realize I do not like the shape of my face from the side. I do not. Green eggs, ham, plane, trains. Do not like my face from the side. The cat just joined me. But I went along because he's the photographer. And he's taking picture, and then he's adjusting the lights because, they're reflecting in my glasses and this and that, the other thing. And in the back of my head, I said, I'm not going to like these. I'm not going to like these at all. I was quite correct. I did find two that I hated less than the others. But I still don't like them. And I won't say I was like too shy because I'm not shy, but like he had spent maybe 15 minutes with me and I didn't want to antagonize him. So it's just like, yeah, these are fine. I could have asked them to reshoot them. I think what I might ask them to do is just delete them, or I could do like what one of my friends is doing. She says, just send me the pictures and I'll do the photoshopping myself. And I'm like, ooh, I might do that, or ask her to do it. Something has to be done. It is shocking how big I look in this frame. I don't look big here. I look like I don't know. It was bad. Excuse me. Stop. That's fine. You want to lay there? You lay there. There's like a little nest of pillows here and he's sort of insistent on it. No, that's not for you. Socks. Leave the stitchings alone. So anyway, I had my picture taken at work and I have absolutely no idea how it's going to come out, but if it's even slightly shareable, I will share it with you and we can all laugh at it. I don't know if it's a matter of like you get what you pay for or something like that, but I had the same problem with my wedding photographer. I am trusting the photographer to know how to make me look good. If turning to the side makes me look like, see how you get all this face and stuff? Turn me forward. If you cannot get that glare out of my glasses, tell me to take them off. I can't see you anymore, but at least you can see me. It's a picture. I don't have to use it to drive. I just need to use it to show up in Outlook and people know, oh, it's that girl. So yeah, we'll see how that turns out. My sister left this week for Japan. My nephew has lived there for several years now. He teaches English. He started out teaching English in a Japanese school, and now I believe what he does is like a corporate training kind of thing, where he's teaching Japanese businessmen business English so that they can do business with American companies, because we're not going to learn to speak Japanese. We're not that good. We're not that good at it. So she is currently in Osaka and enjoying it and sending pictures. And I think Japan is a beautiful country. Japan is a beautiful, the Japanese culture is beautiful. But I think we all love to focus on how strange is Japan and how, they have these interesting idiosyncrasies. I'll put up a picture of this ladro that she sent a picture of. I'll put up a picture of the ladro she sent a picture of. Maybe I don't speak the English quite so good either. My mother collected ladros, and this is the kind of ladro that my mother loved. This is what she's encountering in Japan. It's a very different experience. It's a very different aesthetic. Obviously, this is a piece of modern, let's call it art for the sake of using a word. So I'm hoping to get a few more interesting pictures from her from that trip. I'm hoping to actually see a picture of my nephew. She hasn't actually sent that yet. So interestingly enough, today I'm on YouTube, just kind of looking through, not even my feed, but like the home feed and the recommended. And their recommended was Rachel and Jun. And they are a couple living in Japan. He's Japanese, she's American. It was her flaming red hair that caught my eye. And the first video I watched was them moving into this teeny tiny little apartment in Japan. And it's just enchanting. I love seeing these really smartly put together spaces that, just use every little surface and every little piece, and nothing is wasted and nothing is extra. They don't have a storage closet, because what would you need to store? This is your life. Use what you need. Don't have things you don't need. It seems pretty straightforward. I say that as I look around my office and say, I need all this. I need it. So I will link up here and down there and all the places where we usually do the things to Rachel and Jun. They're adorable. I've only watched like 5 or 6 of their videos so far, but I'm really enjoying them. I am still taking my antidepressant, as you can tell by my face. I'm still doing really well on it, like surprisingly well. I'm it's a little too magical, if I can use that word. And I'm only on 10 milligrams a day, and it just appears to be the right amount. It was just enough of what I needed to stop the physical pain so that I can deal with the emotional stuff a little more rationally and a little less as an emergency all the time. Things don't seem as acute. Things don't seem like, everything doesn't send me into a tizzy. I have been tizzyless for weeks, so that is definitely a plus. Certainly better getting through my day. Definitely just easier to deal with the people that I need to deal with on a daily basis. I'm dying with the hot again. Why am I dying with the hot again? Did anyone notice the cat leave? Alright guys, so this was a quick video this week, but I did stitching. I did things. So let's renew the challenge for this week. I want to work on all 4 of my whips in the next week so that I have plenty of wonderful progress to show you all. See, last week I managed to do 2 out of 4. Let's hope this week I can do 3 out of 4. No, 4 out of 4. We're going to do it. 4 out of 4. College try. I have faith in you. Me. I have faith in... Anyway, as always, guys, I want to thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, liking, disliking, commenting, emails, checking on me. I don't want to talk about the email address yet. I haven't done anything. Don't worry about the email address. It's fine. But thank you so much for choosing to spend time with me. I really do appreciate it. And I will talk to you all next week. Bye, guys.